everyone got a program, and we're going to go in the order of the program. So we are going to start with Caitlin Bolger.
So, my name is Caitlin Bolger, and my Ignite presentation will cover how I found my way to the College of Charleston for graduate school, and also highlight my time in the Environmental and Sustainability Studies and Public Administration concurrent program. My journey into the field of public administration was not linear by any means. I grew up in Rhode Island, spending most of my days exploring the outdoors and just being curious about nature. There was never a doubt in my mind that I would grow up and somehow be involved in the natural sciences. So, with the desire to get away from the snow and the small state of Rhode Island, I went on to study biology at Florida Southern College. Here I spent 4 years actively engaging in ecological research, studying the impacts of acidification on the foraging behavior of grass shrimp, and also examining the differences of eye development between various species of Daphnia. These are little Daphnia. And the one on the right was actually a species from Africa that we discovered in Central Florida. However, my time at Florida Southern wasn't limited to the lab. I became an active student leader on campus, orchestrating admissions events, planning large-scale entertainment events for the student body, and serving as an executive board member for our Student Government Association. By my senior year, my future that had once been so peculiar became a little muddied. I realized the life in the lab wasn't for me, and there were aspects of my student leadership that I didn't want to leave behind. I began asking myself, how can I combine my love for science with this passion for service? I stumbled upon the concurrent EVSS MPA program at the college, which seemed to be the answer to my question. I wasn't exactly sure where this program would take me, but I felt like it was the right fit for me. But before I could even think about graduate school, my senior year at Florida Southern was interrupted by the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. I moved in with my grandparents on the east coast of Florida so I could finish out my senior year, and then moved back home to Rhode Island just in time for my virtual graduation ceremony in May 2020. I did get the chance to go back though, so that was cool. Being entirely virtual for my first year of graduate school wasn't ideal, but it was a year full of personal and professional growth, all of which I can attribute to the Community Assistance Program. I think by now, all of my professors and peers have heard me talk about CAP in practically every class. CAP challenged me in ways that I had never been challenged before, and I was engaging with real-world applications of knowledge that I was learning in the class. Many of these projects were unfamiliar territory to me, and most of the time I felt lost. I was a scientist and biology major who still didn't know how the government worked, but I was here I was working on a multitude of public sector projects. Some of my favorite CAP projects were also the most challenging. I had the opportunity to work with the Post-Landfill Action Network on 2 projects. One was their executive transition, and the other was helping them shift their organizational culture. And with these projects, I really learned the value of interpersonal relationship building. Another project I worked on, and one that I'm most proud of, was the Together for Beaufort County project. This project really challenged me to strategically communicate data and information in a way that could be comprehended by the general public. This was a skill that I was lacking because a lot of my communication was done with academia beforehand. So while I felt like I was thrown in the public sector with all this project-based work, I was motivated by the challenges I faced and saw my self-awareness and self-confidence grow. I also learned to set boundaries and prioritize myself. Marla created a work environment that encouraged and supported me in finding a work-life balance and setting personal boundaries, aspects that are integral to sustaining a career in public service. Since my days as a capper, I've been able to use all I've learned about engaging communities, racial equity, and community indicators to help the Charleston Climate Coalition create an environmental justice profile. I've been fortunate enough to work my thesis into this large-scale project, which I hope to complete within the next few months. Currently, I work as a graduate assistant for the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, as well as the project management assistant at South Carolina Sea Grant Consortium. Both of these positions have allowed me to gain more insight into the administrative functions of organizations. Looking back to my first semester in the program, I remember taking public service roles and responsibilities with Kendra. And for my public service role paper, I said that I wanted to serve in an administrative capacity within an environmentally focused organization. As I near the end of my graduate school journey, I can definitely say that I'm on the right track to do just that. I'm not exactly sure what things will look like after graduation, but my future is a little less muddy, and it is looking like I may be in Charleston a little longer than I had planned. So thank you to the MPA program for all of the amazing opportunities, and also to this capstone class. You all made an incredibly daunting task seem manageable and fun.
Excellent. All right. Next up, we have